Today I'm going to bake. I'm going to make this cake that was sent to me by Louise from Rhode Island. It's a pumpkin cake with apple cider glaze. The cake is simply a yellow cake with a 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. So, that's all the cake is. The glaze is powdered sugar. That's 1.5 cups. I'm going to have some 3/4 teaspoon of pumpkin spice and about 3 tablespoons of apple cider, unless you need to add more to make it the consistency you want. But first, we're going to get the cake going. Preheat the oven to 350. So let me get the cake in the bowl and start mixing in the pumpkin. So I shall be back. Okay, I got my pumpkin in with my cake mix. The recipe says to use a hand mixer or a stand mixer. I'm going to see how I do by hand before I pull that out, the hand mixer, and see how it comes together. It says it will be a very thick, I'm reading off the, where'd it go? I got to open up my phone. It says the batter will be very thick, but will come together nicely. And it also says to use a 7 by 11 by 2 pan, and this is the closest I have. It's just a smaller cake pan. So I'm going to use that and spray it. You got to spray it. So I'm going to get to combining this together and see how I can do with my non-arm muscles. Okay, I'm back. Boy, that does make a really thick batter. And so now I'm going to put it in my pan and bake it at 350. The recipe says for about 28 minutes, but Louise says she had to do hers longer. So I would start toothpicking it at about a half an hour. And because it is a very thick cake mix batter. So we'll see how long it takes me to cook mine. Let's get this stuff in the pan. Woohoo! Slight change. That cake pan was way too big. I put it in an 8 by 8 foil pan I had that I sprayed down, and now it's getting ready to go in the oven. Let's open up the oven, shall we? Okay. Goodbye, little cake. I'll start poking you in about 30 minutes, so be prepared. Now I'm going to make this glaze while the cake is baking. In here I have the powdered sugar. I put in the 3/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice and 3 tablespoons of cider, but I kept it out here in case it isn't enough liquid. So I'm going to give this a stir, and then I'll be back when I get it all, glazified. Look how pretty that came out. Ooh, it's a beautiful glaze. Now I'm just going to wait for the cake to bake. So I shall be returned. Cake just came out of the oven. It ended up having to bake about 40 minutes. Then my toothpick came out clean. Now I'm going to let it, yeah, it feels good. I'm going to let it sit here for a few minutes, and then I'm going to pour the glaze on and make it all pretty. And then I think I'm going to chill mine to eat it as a cold cake. I like cold cakes, I don't know why. But we'll see it when it gets glazed and it'll be done. Okay, there it is, all glazed and ready. And the next time you see it, I'll have cut it and try a piece and tell you how it tastes. Whether it's good or bad. So, I'm going to have to let it cool. It does say you can eat this warm. That is what it says in the recipe. But like I said, I prefer some cold cake. So, you can eat it warm. I cut out a piece of cake. It is very moist, and I'm going to try a little bite and tell you what I think. Very, very moist. It's real good. I quite enjoy it. So maybe you'll give it a try. Bye!